Alrighty, guys, what's going on? Corbin with Corbin's Cornhole Reviews back again for another episode, and today we're going to attempt to learn how to throw a roll bag. So, I throw a roll bag a lot different than a lot of people do. I'm just going to give you the tips that work for me and the overall technique, and then I'm going to try to hit a couple. We'll see. I got the wife and the kid outside today. Kai is off with grandma, so you won't be seeing her, but you might see Nolan running around doing his thing, but pretty chill for now. Before we get started, I do have two sponsors. Thank you very much, Black Sheep Baggers and the Cornhole Cave. BlackSheepBaggers.com, bags, boards, accessories, apparel, all the good stuff. Amazing customer service. Check those guys out. Use code Corbin5 for 10% off. Also, the Cornhole Cave, a brick and mortar out of Wichita, Kansas. Go see the bags, see the boards, talk to Ryan, the owner, grab a t-shirt while you're there. Really good guy. Go check out the description. Link is in the description below. Also, I have a Patreon if you're so inclined. So, the roll bag. It has taken the game by storm lately, right? To me, it is a safer alternative than an airmail in certain situations. Other situations, it just doesn't make sense. So you have to be aware of that. There's people that overutilize this shot and it ends up hurting them. So just be aware of that. It is a situational shot. It is not to be used at all times. There are plenty of situations where an airmail is actually a better shot, but there's also plenty of situations where the roll bag makes a lot more sense than an airmail. So first off, get a bag that bounces, right? There are people that can roll Viper R's easily. There are people that can roll Sorcerers easily. Some people can roll Vipers or Pro Snipers. I mean, you've seen Mark Richards do it, right? If you're learning, you're trying to figure this out, don't do that. Get a bouncy bag. For today, I chose the BG Wizards and the WTF Kilos. I throw both of these regularly, so I'm comfortable with them. I like them, but they have the right amount of bounce, right amount of friendliness. They're still going to go in, even if you miss a little, or if you're not playing a straight up roll bag game, if you're just sliding because your opponent's not blocking at all, cool. These still work just fine for that. A lot of people are going to tell you Vikings. That's fine. Vikings are pretty bouncy. If you want to learn, Vikings are fine. Just don't expect them to be too drippy around the hole. WTF Tangos, like those a lot as well. I mean, there's roll bags out there, the Shikali Mayans. I reviewed those. I don't know if it's posted yet. We'll see. But those are really good. Fallout X's, you can do it. It's just in the same vein of Viper R and Sorcerer. So, my release. I'm going to try to explain this to you guys. Staying in a frame here, whatever. So, when I release a bag, my grip is a normal, I call it 50-50, right? Kind of have half the bag, I'm grabbing it, flip it around a couple times, grip it, and that's how I throw a bag. So, when I throw it, I try to stay cocked and locked past my leg, and then I just open up my fingers, release the bag. It goes flat, it goes straight. Now, when I throw my roll, you guys have seen it happen. I actually switched to butterfly. So I will settle all the beads, and I pinch here. That makes that butterfly right there, right? Butterfly wings. You guys have heard of butterfly a lot. Now, a lot of people use butterfly to keep this bag flat. I use it for the opposite reason. It keeps my wrist locked in this position as I throw, so I'm no longer bending my wrist and all that. It stays locked like this. So when I bring it back and then I let it go, my wrist is already at the angle. So you can see where the bag is at. Hopefully you can see that when I let that go. The bag is already tilted like this. It's not like this out of my hand. It's like this. That's on purpose. You want the bag to land backloaded, okay? What I mean by that is when the bag hits the board, you want the nose of the bag to be up. You want the bag to do a wheelie. That means it's backloaded. The weight's at the back of the bag. When it's flying through the air like that, it hits the board backloaded. It then throws the momentum forward because all the beads are in the back. When it hits, it throws them forward, causing a tumble action, okay? You can do this nose down. I will say that. It's not as accurate. You have to throw it harder, and you're more likely to push it back. So if you go nose down, you're coming into that pile. If you don't hit it just perfectly, it's not going to flip over. It's going to end up pushing. So just be aware of that. If you're a nose down thrower, you got to learn that back load. Also, with a roll bag, do not roll a bag, and I can show you down there. If you have a single level 1 blocker, that's the first bag. Why are you going to roll around that? Set a blocker behind it. Then you can start to roll, start to have your fun. There's no point in rolling around that. I'd much rather push through it, maybe bully it out of the way a little bit. There's just no point. But if you have a couple bags stacked up, that's when it starts to make sense. Say you have one of your bags on the back of the hole, and an airmail would take you both off if you missed. That's a situation to roll, right? So rolling is just very situational. It's a good shot to have in the bag if you can get it down. So we're going to see if I can get it down. But basically, you got to focus on your grip and your release. And a lot of people say pinky over thumb, right? So when you release, you have your grip, you're letting it go, you're turning your wrist. So you're going pinky over thumb. Normal bag, you're pretty much flat, right? Thumb and pinky in the same situation, pinky over thumb, like turning a doorknob. You just have to find what works for you. I've been doing this for, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years. I'm still not amazing at it, but I have my days where it works well. So we are going to try it out. I have some blockers set up on both sides, and we're going to throw our bags and see what happens. So envision your landing spot, essentially. It's like an airmail. I mean, you have to hit the exact spot that you want to hit. So grab my grip, pinch the bag like I want to, let it go. There it is. So it's hitting the right spot. Now I did move that bag, but I didn't move it too much, right? I landed a little bit into it, but that's okay. I got the roll out of it. Of course, a little short. It's getting that perfect spot to tumble, the perfect spot to make that bag roll. There it is again. So that's partially why I love these bags. If I'm in a roll game, the kilos are what I'm going to grab. The tangos work very well. The kilos are just a little more friendly, in my opinion. And I missed that one. So that's another thing to note. While you're learning this, you're going to miss a lot of bags. You're going to throw them off the side. Also, inside arm is easier than outside arm. To me personally, outside arm I tend to side rail it more, or I tend to make them cut a little too hard, and they go off the left side of the board. So just be aware of that. But that one was perfect. If you'll see the bag flight, I know it's hard to tell with the cameras and stuff. You'll see it coming up here. You will see the bottom of the bag. You'll definitely see the bottom of the bag because I'm backloaded. Nose up. You will see the bottom of the bag. So that's what you want. When it's flying through the air, it doesn't have to be gorgeous flight. You know, some people do kind of a cartwheel roll. See, missed, but it stayed. They do a cartwheel roll where it's very, very angled and very spinny still. Those bags tend to roll off the back if you miss. Mine is more of a flop roll hybrid, I guess you could say. It kind of flops sometimes, kind of rolls sometimes, kind of cuts sometimes. Just depends on how I land it, how it comes out of my hand. But that's also why mine is not the most consistent. You know, there are people that do roll bags way more consistently than I do. It depends on how, it depends on what throw is going to work for you, right? That's 100% what it is. I do have to keep checking this camera because it's a little toasty out, so I had to cover it with literally a shop towel and keep it cool. So let's try it back this way. You will see, bag up as I go. I'm almost trying to throw an underhand knuckleball, like a softball underhand knuckleball. Give it a little spin, but not too much. Let it go. So I missed. That's one of my favorite parts about a rollback. I missed. That is a great blocker. I can still get around that. I'm forcing my opponent to airmail. So I really like that about a roll bag. Typically, if you miss, you're in a safer position. That one hopped, didn't get enough. So this is what I'm talking about. You need the practice, and you need to hit the exact right spot. I'm not hitting the right spot. I'm hitting a little bit low. It's better. So this is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna try to roll drag, I guess, and I might have to reset bags just so the kilos don't have to climb a mountain. Wow, that was ugly. It worked. I might just leave them there. See what happens. It's about getting the right trajectory, and it's about getting the right pop on your bag, because when it hits the board, you want it to pop. You want it to hop. Some people throw a cut skip kind of bag. You've seen like Creek Killer throw them. His bag literally always just cuts up the board, even if it's a wide open board. His bag will lift. It will cut. That's very useful. But that's a different angle. It's a different throw. So I didn't give that one enough pop. And I threw it a little bit left, actually. Outside arm, a little more challenging for me personally. That one had the pop, it just didn't go. But you're seeing the bottom of the bag as it's flying through the air. You're seeing it has some rotation on it, but not too much. When it hits the board, friction's going to make it go. Might be it. Nope. So still a little cut left, didn't pop over. That was in my release, but still a safe bag. Airmail could have been off the back, right? So that's why I personally like it. We'll do another down and back here with it. I know it's going to be a longer video, but it's a tutorial of sorts. It's just getting used to it, guys. That's all it is. Practice, practice, practice. And I should have put in the disclaimer to start. If this messes up your normal throw, not my fault. You decided to do it. A lot of people can ruin, I shot a little deep there, can ruin their regular flat bag by doing this. That's why I intentionally change my grip on it. I intentionally change to a butterfly when my normal grip is the 50-50. You know, my normal grip's like this. I could throw a flat bag no problem right now. When I do my roll, I butterfly. It's a change in mentality. It's a physical change in my grip. My body knows, hey, this is what I'm doing. And it doesn't mess with, there we go. And it doesn't mess with my regular throw. So be aware of that. A lot of people that try the roll bag, it messes their regular throw up so much. Ooh, maybe. So just be aware of that. If you're going to try rolling, if you're going to throw roll bags, make sure you practice your regular slide too. I mean, it's very, very important. I'm trying to throw it a little higher and get that pop out of it. Personally, I don't throw a bag harder when I'm trying to roll over a big pile. I throw it a little higher. See? Threw a little higher, landed it right before the bag, got that nice little pop out of it. Too far left. But again, safe. You know, not many of these rolls have fallen off the back of the board. Nope. Yeah, as I say, it falls off the side. But it's just a safer alternative to an airmail for me. Again, don't lose your airmail just because you learn how to roll. Don't lose your airmail. Airmails are very important. Very big part of the game. You need to be able to hit them. There's plenty of situations where a roll does not make sense. And a lot of people, you know, you're not going to like the roll. You're going to be like, you know what? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's too hard. It's difficult to accomplish. It's, you know, it's taking way too much time. I'd rather practice a slide shot. I'd rather practice whatever. That's fine. That's totally fine. For me, the roll works, but it's here and there. I don't do it all the time. And my partner and I, we play with Viper R's. So I really don't do it all the time because Viper R's are a lot harder for me to roll. They're not as bouncy. They don't like to pop like that. So you got to find a bag that works for you. That's number one. Carpet that's a little more full. That's going to be your ticket. And then you got to figure out the release. Like I miss all the time, right? Throwing nothing but rolls this video. I've hit what, 5 or 6? I mean, it's not an incredibly, there it is. Not an incredibly high percentage shot, but higher percentage than an airmail, at least for me. But it depends on the day, really. Some days that might work. No. Some days my roll is off. Some days my airmail is off. Some days they're both on, and those are the fun days when I can do them both. But I mean, I enjoy the shot. It's nice to have in the arsenal. That was gross. It's really nice to have in the arsenal, but do not lose your regular shot trying this shot. That's really what I gotta reinforce. I almost did it again. See, now here's where an airmail would actually be beneficial to drag that back. But we're gonna try to roll one more and I might shoot that next one to drag it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, see now I gotta airmail that one. That's how we can finish it. So that is just the proof of don't lose your normal shots, right? That airmail, that's an easy airmail drag. I missed. But do not lose your shots trying to do rollbacks. Change your grip if you need to. I personally did, but some people can just change the angle of their throw, and that's fine. But toy with it, you know, play with it. Play with it for 10, 15 minutes one day, and then go back to your regular slides. Do not lose your slide shot. I just can't reinforce that enough. So many people, it's thrown off their entire mechanism. They were a good thrower, and then they tried rolling, and now their bag just is always angled. It's not going where they want. So do not lose your regular bag attempting this. But if it's something you want to add into your arsenal, it is a nice option to have. I do enjoy having it. I use it sparingly, but you know, it is nice to have when you absolutely need it. So I hope that helped you guys. Feel free to ask questions down in the comments. I will respond as I can. If I can help you, I will try. If I have no idea, I will just straight up tell you I have no idea. But that is it, guys. That is the short and sweet on the roll bag. Hope this is going to help you guys. If you like this one, please give me that thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your buddies, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.